Cassius Mailula. So Sundowns released this statement today. They said, let me just load it up. Mamelodi Sundowns supports Cassius Mailula's move to North American club. Mamelodi Sundowns has been in discussions with a North American football club that expressed interest in acquiring the services of Cassius Mailula. Sundowns is proud of Cassius Mailula, who joined Mamelodi Sundowns Academy as a 13-year-old and was developed and nurtured by the Sundowns coaches. Mamelodi Sundowns will further make announcements concerning Cassius Mailula in due course. There's this thing that the PSL clubs are doing, man, and I don't know who is going to be who's going to be. I don't know how to put it. Who's to blame for this? Because all of them are making statements. We're going to get into Jugamanja after this, where they're all making statements that don't make sense. Kaizer Chiefs came out and spoke about Upiliat and said that Upiliat didn't report to training even though his contract was done. Pirates with Jugamanja now, we'll read that later. And now Sundowns is coming out and going, oh yeah, there's a North American club that is interested in Cassius Mailula and they're negotiating. But we are going to come out and announce that Mailula is going to leave. I don't know if it's to make it seem as though he's available, maybe court more suitors to come in, maybe try to get more African teams, or other African teams, maybe teams from around the world, maybe a bigger offer. Maybe this is them going, he's available, so take him. He's on the table. There's a team that's interested. We're not going to stand in his way. I think it's a way maybe of opening it up and saying, guys, he's available, come fetch him. But it's very interesting to watch how these teams are moving. Let me get this panel in, and then we can speak more about some of the ramifications of this move. Ya Mailula. Let me get the guys in. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I think the panel is set. Let me read the comments before I let people in quickly. Steve is finishing up. Avanteki, Swallows will beat Sundowns, MTN 8. Top 4 for Swallows, Sezu Soli. To all those who said Swallows will be a top 8, please screenshot this for later, sis. King Rana. Yes, spicy King Rana. Steve did well. Please explain. Not well. I mean, in general, he's a stable coach. He's not going to win you anything, but he's very stable. Lua says, Steve signed Kabuza today. Hey, Linna Kere Swallows, yeah, top 3. Says Tatem Fukeng. Guys, I'm here. Sorry I'm late. Welcome, Butari. No stress, no stress. 32 in today's age of football isn't old. It's the same age as De Bruyne. What's Steve's mandate? Signing old players, especially. We'll see. We'll see. Let me welcome the guys. Let me start with somebody who's already here. Ronnie, Marons, I'm going to start with you. What do you make of this weird announcement, man, by Sundowns regarding Cassius Mailula?
You know what, Neil? I think now there's you can see that there's in other teams there's bad communication between the agents and teams.
Okay.
You know? If really Sundowns wrote that, is because of bitterness. They didn't expect this. You know, there's this thing of saying, a free agent. Look at him, he's still young. He's a young boy. You know, and I think he has given too much to this team. You know, for in a short space of time. So they didn't wanted to let him go. Right, that's first thing first. But you find that the agent has already made up that the mind to say he must leave. You understand me?
Are you saying that it's sabotage? Maybe.
Yeah, it
Okay.
It is. Most of the team, you see, in South Africa, having one problem. There are so many teams. There's so many. The Teko Medi says, if you can read his book, teams wanted him, but the teams didn't want Teko to leave.
Okay.
Do you understand me? So even now, it's still happening. That's the disease that we're having in the teams in SA. That I don't understand why teams are so jealous with players not to leave their teams. You understand me? What even if you're contracted, if a European team wants you, why can't you let him go? with the depth that Sundowns have, right? Do you want to tell me if Mailula leave, they're going to struggle? Never. That is the problem. I think that the communication between the agents and the teams now, it is always sour. You understand me? Even now, it's still sour. Do you understand me? And players remember, if they are recruited by other countries, they want to leave. Everybody wants to play in Europe. Nobody that doesn't want to go to Europe and all that. That is the problem that we have. The bad blood between the agents and the teams. You understand me? And the jealousness of teams and coaches. If this one leaves, I won't be. You know what? I still want to win and all those things. I'm saving my job. So coaches save their jobs with players. That is the wrong part that I see in S. And we don't want. Look at Nigeria. If we talk of Nigeria, we go to their squad, right?
Yeah.
How many players are playing in Europe? Almost, you find out almost 90% are playing in Europe. But what is happening in SA? Why does this keep on going on like this?
Let me bring in King Ronald. King Ronald, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you? Oh, King Ronald, just unmute before you start talking. I think you just muted there.
Sorry.
There we go.
Sorry.
Hey, you're active in the comments, I see. But anyway, how are you doing, my brother?
There we go.
I wanted to say that it's good in comments.
Tell me what you think about this statement. Tell me what you think about this statement released by Sundowns.
Look, I do agree with Ronnie here. There's Sundowns has this its play game of not actually mentioning whom they want, what they want, how they want the person. They try to push more for cash flow under the carpet than actually doing things right. They know this young boy has so much to offer. This boy has so much to give also again. So now they want more people or more clubs to come, given the cash flow and go buy whatever they want. Or maybe chances are they did not have a good relationship with the boy and the agent. Now they're just messing up the boy. That no other teams around here in local to actually have them. Sundowns has that capability to do such. If you're not theirs, then they will destroy you. You know what I'm saying? So it is very much set to actually a big club like Sundowns, respectable, very, very great team to do such things to players. So it is very, very, very bad. I don't really like such things to be happening to players. We've got such players like Mailula here. Can be a great assets for our national team, can be great assets for us. So if we destroy him as a young age as he is right now, now what are we saying? What are we saying with our future of football in this country? You know what I'm saying? Instead of us working together, create a better team to fight for us in future as a nation. Unlike now, fight as individual clubs at the lower ranks and benefit nothing out of all these. So this is such a bad thing to actually be done by a big club like Mamelodi Sundowns. I am very much disappointed if it is, but I stand to be corrected if now they're doing things right and then they're actually looking for good things for this young boy.
Okay. No. Thank you so much, guys. Let's try get to 20,000 likes. We've got 17,000 of them right now. If you haven't followed, please follow. Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon, I am here, but also Monday to Wednesday at 8 p.m. If you do miss out on the show or you want to watch the previous ones, head on over to Facebook. It's Overthinking Football over there too. And you can watch the previous lives. Follow me there too, because there's other footballing content that I've put on there that you would enjoy. So please help me out there. Tito, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifts there. Trent, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Evening to the panel and to all your listeners and viewers.
So tell me about this statement, because for me, it's very vague. It doesn't teach us anything about what's happening. And to me, firstly, I thought, as I said in the beginning, that maybe, man, they're trying to signal that it's open season. My Lula's on the market. You can come and fetch him. And now the guys have said maybe it's sabotage. Where do you stand on this statement that was made?
But that statement doesn't really say anything. You know, I don't think it's a statement that you would publish, you know, as a big club like Sundowns.
Yeah.
Up until you know that, okay, you know, there's an agreement in place between the two clubs, and then there's an agreement in place between the agent player and the interested party. You know, willing buyer, willing seller type of a situation. You know, so right now it's just a bit of a smoke screen.
Okay.
I think there's more to what they're letting us in on. You know, look, Mailula was promoted, I think, last year. He played with the first team only one season.
Yeah.
Right. And you might find that he did not even have a professional contract. You know?
That's true.
So now probably he's pushing for a professional contract.
Even a better contract.
He was able to do. Yeah, and he wants a better contract. You know, they cannot give him a level entry contract. You know, and they're looking at the situation to say, okay, now what do we do? You know, I don't think this the so-called North American team is the only team that's interested in his services.
Yeah.
You know, based on what he was able to do, you know, because scouters also, they would check your footage, you know. I think his footage is quite clean. You can see this great potential. You can see that this player is actually one of those players that you can play him wide, you can play him as a false nine. You know, he's very nice. You know, he knows how to play into those pockets. You know, he suits French football, he suits Spanish football. You know, he suits, you know, your type of Ajax Amsterdam type of football. So I'm looking at it to say, okay, is the statement realistic? Is it really, you know, what's really happening? No, it's not. You know, they're just looking for something to keep us busy while we're talking about it. They will try to salvage the situation somehow. You know, Cassius, personally, if I were him, if I were his agent, I would make sure that he leaves. Because if you give him another season saying, okay, you want him to improve, you might be delaying him, you know. So you throw him in a lion's den, you know, let him go and grow even better, you know, let his heart, he has a big heart. I think that's what I saw about him, and that's what I liked about him. He has a big heart, you know, and a player like that, man, he's very coachable, you know. So I would definitely say, Vanaka, go. Sundowns doesn't really need my. Let's be honest. They have enough depth.
I want to go back before we go into that chat. I just want to ask you. So, are you saying that Sundowns should have taken the opportunity to do what Chiefs did with Shabalala? So immediately when they saw there was a little bit of spark somewhere there, they gave him an updated contract. And do you think Sundowns missed out on that window, and now they might be at the, I don't know, at the control of the agent and the player instead of them controlling the situation?
Yes. Now they can't offer him a long-term contract, you know, because already there are interests, and now interests are coming in euros, in pounds, and in dollars.
Yeah.
No longer in rands. You know, when they promoted him, you know, they should have seen a glimpse of what he's capable of in his first 3-4 games.
Yeah.
Like, let's give this guy a proper contract. You know, they let the season go, bruh. I mean, when Shalulile was injured, Mailula was there. We didn't even miss Shalulile, you know.
Okay.
So now there were teams that were looking at him. Now they're thinking, yo, we're about to lose this boy. So what do we do? Let's salvage the situation. Let's take out a statement. They didn't even contact his agent, you know. I saw the agent tweet and say, now I know nothing about this. you know.
Okay.
Which is quite funny. Yeah, the
Yeah.
agent doesn't know anything about this North America interest and whatnot. You know, yes, there are other teams that are interested, but the statement that Sundowns made was a blunder. It was a blunder, and yeah, I think they should have just not published their statement because they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Okay, no, I hear you. Let me bring to Vutlare. Vutlare, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you, gents?
No, we're great. I guess everybody load shedding, but we're great. So I've got the Sundowns releases the statement about Cassius Mailula, and then is this Sundowns sabotaging possible future moves, or this move, or is it Sundowns showing that he's available and trying to look for a better option? Where do you stand on this statement that was released by Sundowns?
Oh, first, I want to say hi to which is number 10, Rooney, protocol observed. No, man, hey, there's been something fishy this window with the big three, man.
Yeah.
First, Chiefs that discredited Billard. Billard was no longer contracted to Chiefs, but they said he went able, for which that was wrong. Now, with Cassius, I feel like they want to let him go because I know I might be corrected, but I think he has a professional contract. I think they did give you a professional contract, but however, Sundowns, they might be looking for more clubs that they can increase the bid to buy the player.
Okay.
But you can't release such a statement. The statement are vague, man. It's a very poor statement to release by Sundowns. You can't just say, yeah, we don't care if you're negotiating or not.
Yeah.
It's a player or not, you know. But I feel like they might want to discredit the player or the agent is forcing them off. There's two things happening. It's either the agent that's forcing the move and he's pushing very much for the player to move while Sundowns is not in agreement with the player. You know, South African clubs have this tendency, if you grow up in their development, they feel like they own you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And they've got a history of not paying these players well, especially when they come from the development. It becomes, maybe it's a situation where Mailula is asking for more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because Mailula just signed his professional contract, just got promoted this season. He might be earning an odd 50 or 40 plus. And so now here comes clubs from South America. But for me, I will say, if it's a very good team from South America,
from North America.
I mean, from North America, let him go. But if bad clubs, man, allow the player to stay and grow and attract more interest from better leagues. But I feel like the agent is forcing a move, and Sundowns doesn't want that because you promoted a player halfway through the season. He plays one season, and then all of a sudden you didn't get your returns from from developing the player. It's all about that. Then at the same time, I also saw a statement from Orlando Pirates. Yeah.
We're gonna get into that. That's my third one. We're gonna get into that.
Applications one, I feel like the agent is forcing the move, but he will go. I'm saying he will definitely go. That's my say.
Okay. No, I hear you. Let me read some of these comments here. They have more than one team that they're talking to, says Ngocha. Agent 007 says, I think they just wanted to control the narrative. Let him go and get exposure. He's good, but his experience, I think he cannot differentiate between important games and local games, but he's got quality. Sundowns is just doing PR management. They will never let go of Cassius. They don't want backlash from supporters, says Usizwe. The power they have over the players, to do what they want. Let's see. Bro almost became top goal scorer of the CAF Champions League. Sundowns want Mailula to be exposed to more experience abroad, but not locally. Sundowns is known for such. If you look at their history, says Uking Ronald. Rulani is losing the dressing room. Players want to leave. It's impossible. He's got an agent. Let's see. Let's look. Let's be honest. Chiefs and Downs are doing the same with these two players. They really need them. I believe the fallout began when the agent wanted an improved contract. This is what I'm thinking of, Pitso as well. But they're dragging because of status ego of the clubs. Mailula was given a contract, a 5-year one. After League One team wanted him in February, agent's job is to find the best deal for the player. Rulani posted a goodbye status and deleted it. The deal is as good as done, says Unkabetse. Let's see, we'll let him go. Okay, let me read some of the comments on Facebook. Ooh, wrong page. There we go. Bruh, this panel is hating Sundowns, but I'm happy Chiefs still gonna cry even this season. I've never seen anyone in your panel talking good about Sundowns, always negative. Olinyesa. He has never recovered from the insults he endured when he was not doing well. Life goes on at Pirates before he came to play for Pirates, and Pirates is still here. I believe that's to do with Ahly. Let me just... Hey, my phone. He has never recovered. Okay, I can't wait to see Swallows beating Sundowns to the MTN 8. We'll see. Okay, let me head back to the panel. Let's make this a broader conversation outside of the drama side of it. Ronnie, is the MLS a good move? I mean, we're seeing Jabulo Blom doing well that side with Bradley Cornell. Is this a good place for our young players to be going, or should they be looking to Europe?
No, man. The thing is that we as football is something else. You might say it's not a good move, but only to find out that is the best destiny that will build him a better future. You understand me? Because he's still young. Still young, man. I think this boy is very good. Another thing that I hate about him, the only thing I hate is that he punishes Pirates all the time. That's another part. Anyway.
Mapagani. Okay, but I want to ask you a follow-up though. Huh?
Yeah.
No, I want to ask you a follow-up. Is this the right time? Because as we've said, he broke into the Sundowns team for the first time last season. Is this going to be a situation like, let's say, Collins Mbesuma, when Mbesuma was told that, my guy, Emanyana, give it one more year before you go overseas, or is he going to be successful that side?
Let me tell you something. I think it's a good time. Let me see why. You know this boy, right? Hasn't enjoyed this thing. How can I put it? Cars, driving nice sports cars and all those things, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't been there. He still enjoys playing soccer. He's not been maybe in the being misled or have this good life and all that. It's a good move. Let him move that side. As still as the heart is still, it's a time in a way, not this fancy life and all that. Remember, if Sundowns can give him 200,000 right now, right? You might find Mailula, not just he's talented. Remember, talented is he's one of the best talenters. Like he's talented, right?
Yeah.
But if he can get money now, right? You find that the very same talent you challenge him, because why? He has money now, everything is fine. He's driving sports cars and all those things. Going there, he can travel anywhere. While it's like this, it's still fine. Where he's still getting 30,000 rand. Let him move outside. Look at that boy from Pirates, who's this kind of Fosler, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he was misbehaving, but look at him. He went that side. Where is he now? And we're saying, he's still young. He's in the English football now. Why not? Let him while he's still like this. As I say, fresh ganj. Let him out. Simple as that. Then when he come back, it is good for South African football in a way. You would see Bafana will have a depth when they have to choose outside. You understand me? Out of PSA. So that is good. Why are we want to keep players until they're 26? Then we say they are good to go outside. It's good like it, like this.
I've got
Players
one.
under 21, they're already playing bigger leagues out there.
Yeah.
Why not us? You understand me?
Yeah. I want to throw one more. Well, I want to ask you two more things very quickly. How much of this deal to America has to do with Sundowns signed to Rock Nation? Is there a variable I can throw into there? And then also, secondary, what are his chances of playing with Messi?
Yeah, wait, but man, Sundowns. I don't know how to answer this one, but there are bigger chance for him to play with Messi. You understand me? Even though maybe they won't play in the same team, but it's good. You know, like let these guys play. The players go outside, man, when they're still fresh, guys.
Yeah.
16 years old, they must leave. Whether it's Pirates, whether it's Chiefs, whether it's what, while they're fresh, let them leave. Then look at Terrero. How many years was he's not been in South Africa for? Almost going for 10 years or more than that. You understand me?
Okay.
And it's good for South Africa. Man, let them leave, man. Please.
Okay. No, I hear you. 20,000 likes. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. If you haven't followed, please follow. I do this every Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon, but also Monday to Wednesday at 8 p.m. If you do want to watch previous lives, head on over to Facebook, Overthinking Football, and check out the previous lives. Full panel, everything is there, and also some other really cool football content that I put on that side. So please support me there too. Let me see, King Ronald. Is the MLS a good move for PSL players, or should they be going to Europe? And then secondly, the second question I want to ask you is, how much does this have to do with Sundowns being signed to Rock Nation? I just want to throw that in there because Rock Nation is an American company. Maybe they've engineered this move. King Ronald? I think I'm gonna have to disconnect him. I see it's saying network here. I'll let somebody else in. In the meantime, Trene, you heard the questions. What do you think?
Look, MLS, a decent league for me. I've seen a couple of games. I've streamed a couple of games following Jablo Blom. You know, and a player from South Africa like Cassius is gonna get there and shine. You know,
like Kimang Songwan.
Yeah, like Bongolo Songwane. And I think the advantage also for Blom, he's been coached by Bradley Canal. You know, someone that understands football, that's played, you know, a similar type of football, which is South African football. So it was easy for him to adapt and to adjust. But yeah, I think Cassius, for me, it would be a good move. You know, age-wise, it allows him. You know, talent-wise, it allows him. You know, keeping him around and giving him a hefty salary could be his downfall.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, when you're away from home, when you started young, you get to build, you get to mature, you get to understand the game better. You know, you even become a better person in life. You know, if you look at the likes of Dinon Ndlovu, the guy every year has a new contract somewhere.
Yeah,
you know,
doesn't want to come home. That one.
He doesn't want to come back. You know, Serrero has been out for the longest of time, man. You know, since he left Ajax, I don't know how many months ago, and he's still that side. You know, he might get a contract, you know, maybe with Pitso or with someone else, you know. But for Cassius, I would really love for him to go. He must not overstay, you know, with the PSL, because that's what happened to a lot of big players, you know, the likes of Abute Komodise, Steph Lekwelius, they overstayed their time in the local league and they ended up not going anywhere, you know. So yeah, I think Cassius would really, you know, play well in the MLS. You know, it's a good league to start, you need to start somewhere. I think it's a good league to start, and then he can build from there. I'm definitely sure that other leagues are also watching that league, to scout for players. I think they have more attention than our own local league.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I think it would work in his advantage. So yeah, Sundowns should just let the boy go, man. He's really shown them that he's a star. He's a germ. A player that we can rely on in the future in the national team. And I think if they were to block that move, it would be very, very unfair. And not good for the game. I think Cassius, his move will be good for the game, and I would like to see more players leave the country. It improves our game. It helps our game. It even gives us a pool of players that we can look at when we have to choose the national team. We're going into the AFCON not so long in Feb. So yeah, I think by then he would have adjusted. So yeah, I would let him go. I don't want to lie.
Okay, no, I hear you. Butari, is the MLS a good move? Shouldn't he be looking more to Europe? And how much do you think maybe Rock Nation has a say in what is happening now? Because they are a North American company that is handling the management of Sundowns. Do you think maybe they have a hand in this supposed move?
For me, I don't think Rock Nation has anything to do with it.
Okay.
But for me, honestly, guys, for me, it's not a bad league. It's a decent league. The caliber of Mailula's player, the talent that Mailula has, I think the Premier League in Belgium will do him better.
Yeah.
I think certain leagues in Europe, like one of the middle to big leagues in Europe, they can benefit better. And I think also, because since League A, I think there was League One that wanted him as well. So Sundowns might have different teams wanting him. So I think for me, it's better for him to go to Europe.
Okay.
Go to Europe.
But Kibaubo Blom, Kibaubo Songwani, that side, they're lighting it up. They've got the World Cup coming 2026. I'm sure there's going to be a big push that side for football. Messi just signed. Surely now the MLS might look a bit better than Belgium, let's say.
There's no way. Look, let's be honest. Let's look at things. USA is not a footballing country. Even though they call it soccer, but it's not a footballing country per se. Yes, there is a big move of improving their football. When football is big when it comes to women in the USA. As mostly consume women football. They don't consume a lot of male football compared to women. But otherwise, there is no way it will surpass Belgium. Let's look at this. How many players are signed from MLS to the big three leagues?
Not that many, unless they're like proper American.
Exactly. So those are the things that we need to look at. Yes, Blom is having the best time of his life. Like he's enjoying his life, and also Uhlongwan is enjoying their life. But I don't think Mahlula is very talented. I think the best country to go to, the best continent, it's Europe, Belgium, and other big countries where they play UEFA. I think it will do him better, and he's more likely to be scouted.
Yeah.
So I think Sundowns doesn't only have one option. They might be having other options, but football is all about money now. You all know if the MLS will give him the big money, he will definitely go to MLS. But for me, let him. If he's going for MLS, let him stay one more season and see what we have before he moves to MLS. I'm not denying the move to MLS, but I feel like maybe there's no options to go to Europe. He can give us one more season and more chances will come for him to go to Europe. Only if they will play him, though. That's the condition that is there. Because now last season they were playing him. He got a chance for MLS. But if this season they'll also play him, then he can go anywhere in the world, man. And
Yeah.
not even go to League One. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think MLS is good enough for him, man. For him to be scouted to Europe. Doesn't make sense.
Okay. No, I hear you. Agent 007 SA, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm good, my G.
So,
I'm done, man. Sorry.
So, Agent 007, is the MLS a good move for Cassius Mailula? And I'm gonna bench the Rock Nation question. What I'm gonna ask you is, do you think that he'll get more exposure in the MLS than he would get at Sundowns, playing in CAF Champions League, playing in Super League?
Let me greet the viewers and your panel. At least Moronza, you were super sub, and I was in the stands. I was taken from the stands.
No, I'm wearing tracksuit. You're wearing your tracksuit up there. It's fine, guys.
To your question, and before I go there, let me just defend you because I saw a comment there. I mean, I'm always on the panel. I'm a Sundowns fan. I'm always saying good stuff about Sundowns. So I don't think the narrative that your panel is anti-Sundowns is a good one. But anyways,
it's fine. They'll find out soon enough how the show goes.
I think let me disagree with Tari. I think MLS is a good thing. It's a good offer. I think I remember Zlatan went there and rewrote back to Europe,
Okay.
And like you're saying, I think there's going to be more exposure, firstly because of Messi and also the fact that there's a World Cup coming, so more of money will be pumped there. And we've seen the domino effect of CR7 in Saudi Arabia. I'm expecting a similar domino effect with Messi. So yeah, and I think, how can I put this? I think for his development, I think a 1 year in MLS is better than 1 year in PSL. So I think, yeah. And then also, even though you said you're skipping it, it was a very important question.
The Rock Nation question?
The Rock Nation, yes, because with the Rock Nation, we've been having more exposure, like your Neymars, your Khaled, everything. So they know there's a team called Sundowns somewhere, and I think that has played a very important role in publicity. Yeah.
Okay. Guys, let me read these comments and then we'll move on to the next topic. As the last one that I want to speak about, I'm looking at the time. So let me just quickly read these comments. I always talk good about Sundowns. I don't know why people are so negative about Rulani. MLS is decent football league. If they are wanted in the USA, they must go there. No use to wait for Europe if they don't want SA. Why are we protecting players? Benny should be a prime example. I'm guessing of this. This is him going early that side. Very high. I feel like it's a big club. That's why Sundowns announced it. Downs is not like Chiefs. Saleng must also leave. Best luck to cash, no deposit. Rulani will make more silence move. Go where you're wanted. MLS is a good springboard. Also, Zlatan went there to revive himself. We must also discuss price tag. Pirates, the price tag Pirates put on Saleng to cancel teams from approaching. I think he'll do well in this league. Look at Billiat, big contract, no play. At some stage, there was concern about our players not attracting foreign leagues, but let the boy go. It's a footballing country, just not that football. Yes, they call it soccer. But are those countries putting in the offer for him? He's a great player. Sundowns didn't win the CAF Champions League and won't go to the Club World Cup. Oh no, but I'm talking about the Super League. The Super League that's going to start now in October. We're going to speak about it tomorrow, but isn't that also a springboard that all of the countries, maybe all of the FIFA countries and FIFA territories will be aware of this tournament? Best countries or the top 8 quote-unquote countries in Africa playing together under the Super League banner. With the Super League question in Europe, there's going to be a lot of eyes watching it. Would that be a bigger springboard than the MLS right now? That's basically the question I was asking. But yeah, guys, if it's only MLS that wants him, I say let him go and be exposed. Today you have a Downs up there. Okay, let's talk. Remember, the MLS League is the one who wants to bring better players. Players need to go for money. No, MLS is not a decent league. I watch the thing all the time. It's like watching ABC Motsepe, says Mavinja Vinjons. South Africans, just like anything foreign, that thing isn't football. It's soccer, like I said. Guys, please follow if you haven't followed. Thank you so much for the gifts, Sizwe, Tito. We've gotten up to 20,000. Thank you, guys. Please get me up to 25. Let's see if we can do that. Let's move on to the next topic. Before I do that, let me just give you my thoughts on this. I think that we complain a lot about players going overseas, but the issue is that are the moves that they're making going to move them forward in their careers? Because you can't have somebody moving to a league and then being stuck. So I think that's the question of what the MLS is. So where there were older players going to the MLS, it was more established guys who are going to go sign really good contracts that side and try build the game. I don't know for young players who are going to move that side if it's the best way to get to the big European teams, I guess. And at his age, that's the question you have to ask. That's why I'm also questioning whether the MLS is as good exposure-wise as what he'd have at Sundowns currently. So if he's top goal scorer of the CAF Champions League and then he's playing in the Super League and things like that, it might be a little bit more exposure than what the MLS could give you, if that makes sense. So the MLS, I think, in maybe 2 years' time, especially as they ramp up towards the 2026 World Cup, they're probably going to go harder on it, but I don't know if that's going to equate to people moving from the MLS to Europe or the bigger leagues around the world. So we'll see what happens in that regard. I just thought it was very weird to see that statement because the big three has been acting very weirdly with their public relations, right? This is the statement that I would make. Hey guys, I've got an insider take that somebody's coming to scout Cassius and to take him that side. It's not something that a team that should be in negotiations. Now imagine you're in good faith negotiations with Sundowns right now, and you're saying to them, guys, I really want your player. And then Sundowns comes out the next day and says, hey guys, by the way, we're currently negotiating with somebody. It's not something that you would release directly. It would come through people like Abo Super Journal or those type of people, SABC Sports or people like that. That's where I'd put that. But to say that directly, to give us a type of statement that doesn't really mean anything, but also seems to have some bushiga-shiga behind it, is very interesting.